going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Makeup Artist Monday. It's artistry like bam. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning back in this week. If you're new here, my name is Brandon and I'm a professional makeup artist in Chicago. Welcome. So this week we're actually going to be talking about Humidity sweatproof makeup. I did a poll a couple weeks ago on Facebook and I got an overwhelming response from people that needed help with long wearing makeup, makeup sweating, makeup not lasting as long as they'd hoped it would. And so this summer has been really hot, and so I'm going to teach you 3 different tips on how to keep your makeup on, and so that's what we're going to do today. So stay tuned. So the first tip this week is actually not makeup related, it's actually skincare related. So this is the Clinique Dramatically Different Jelly Moisturizer. So in the summertime, you don't want to wear a lot of heavy lotions or creams, especially if you're more on the normal to oily side. This Dramatically Different Moisturizer is very lightweight, it is a gel texture. It goes in and gives the skin a burst of hydration, and then it does a really good job of kind of like making the skin a little bit tacky. So it acts kind of as a primer. So if you're going to wear makeup in the summer, this really grips the makeup and holds it on really well. So I'm actually going to put a little bit on the back of my hand so you guys can see what the texture looks like. It looks just like that. This is clear, so you can't really see a ton of it, but it looks just like that. It goes on very fluid like. A little bit does go a long way, so if you're oily skin, just use a very tiny dab, and then you can see that it goes in and provides a lot of hydration. What's nice about this is that it's going to go on, hydrate instantly, hydrate that surface and dehydrated levels of skin, as you can see, but then it's not going to make you oily or sweaty throughout the day because it goes on, and now you can see that it's already getting a little bit tacky, which is great. So that is the first step, skincare. So skincare, use a lightweight gel type moisturizer. This is the Clinique Dramatically Different Jelly Moisturizer. This one's really great in the summertime, like I said, for all skin types, but if you're more normal to oily, this is great as like a makeup primer or just as a one-step skincare. So that is the first step. Now we're going to move on to step number 2. So most people know that if you want long wearing makeup, that good makeup starts at the sink, and so primers and skincare is really going to help with that. So first step that we did was skincare. It's a very light, dewy, hydrated moisturizer that's gel based, and then the second step that's really helpful is primers. So I have a mini one right here. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Shine Control. So if you're more normal to oily, this is really great at mattifying the skin. This also helps to fill in lines, pores, and wrinkles. So if you have bigger pores in the nose or right here in the cheek area, this is great because it mattifies, controls the shine long term, and then it also helps to really help control the makeup and make it really smooth. So that's really great. I've also really been loving the Euphoria primer. This one is called Protective Primer, and this one is actually skincare and primer together. So this one actually helps to hydrate and nourish the skin, but it helps with color correction, a little bit of redness. This one, you can tell I've been really loving it, and this is my personal one, and so I've been really obsessed with this one this summer because it's very lightweight, hydrating, but it does give you that really nice grip texture. And I'm going to show you guys what a little bit of it looks like, just like this. So there you go, you can see it just a little bit goes a long way. It goes on very nice and creamy, and then it does have a little bit of that grip to it. So it goes on, packs that hydration, and you can see as it goes on really undry. It doesn't have a lot of shine, it's just a very natural finish primer. So that is going to be step number 2. Primers are really great for the under eye area, for the face, for the nose, and for the lip area. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below and I will definitely help you out. And now we're going to move on to step number 3. So if you're not a primer person, or if you don't have primer at home, something that you can do that I really love is actually setting your skincare. So I've already put my moisturizer on and everything, but what I would actually do is, so this is a translucent powder, or you can go in with a face powder that's a little bit colored. I'm going to go in with this one. This is the Hourglass powder, I believe. I'm going to go in with a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm actually going to take it with a dual fiber brush and just take it on the tips. A very light application of powder is what you want for this, because you're still going to put makeup over it, and makeup when it hits powder does get a little bit thicker and it can congeal. So you're wanting to go a very light-handed amount. So I'm actually going to grab my mirror and show you guys really quickly. So a very small amount on the tips of the brush. You can see that it's actually not kicking up any powder because it's actually really placed in the brush. Right on my nose where I would get naturally oily or sweaty, or in the T-zone is actually where you apply the primer or the powder. So right down the nose. And this is just acting as a protective barrier to set your skincare, so that way if any oils come to the surface, the powder already kind of helps control. any of that surface shine. So there you go. You have a little bit more of a mattified skin, and then you can go on with the rest of your makeup. Let's do that. Okay, so now that my skincare is on, my primer is on, and I already went and set my face with a little bit of that powder, you can see that my face has no real shine. It's just a very natural finish, and then I can actually go in with the rest of my makeup. But before that, I have one bonus tip for you guys. So if you struggle with larger pores on your nose, or if you have a runny nose, or if you tend to touch your nose a lot and your makeup transfers, the number one thing that I have found for long wearing makeup on the nose area is actually something really unconventional. And this is a primer. So this is a eyeshadow primer. And this is from NARS, but this is in the color medium 2. So what you actually want to do is just take a little bit of the eyeshadow primer, just do a swipe down the nose, just like that. And what this does is this is going to help fill in any lines, pores, and wrinkles, but then any makeup that you put on top of it is going to stay twice as long. So this is similar to a face powder, but because this is an eyeshadow powder and it's colored, it's actually going to go on and really smooth and keep everything on really quickly. So if this is all you have in your bag, or if you really need that extra double duty, this is a really great product because it goes on, mattifies the nose area, fills in those lines, pores, and wrinkles, and then you can actually go ahead and put your makeup right on top. So I'm going to go ahead and pack this in, and then I'm going to get a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can see what this looks like by itself before I put any makeup over it. So you can see that it is a little bit brighter than my natural skin tone because this is a flesh colored eyeshadow primer, so you can see. But if you can see it close, look how smooth and very flawless that is. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation, and I'll be right back. So before I quickly put on this foundation, I wanted to show you guys what I've been loving this summer. So this is the Sicily Fido Blanc Cushion Foundation. This is really great because it's anti-pollution. It actually comes in this really beautiful compact, and then you squeeze it right here and it comes up just like that. I like to apply it with a foundation brush, but it does come with this like antimicrobial silicone sponge that really packs on a very beautiful, light, nice coverage. So I'm gonna apply this with a little bit of a foundation brush, and I'll be right back so you guys can watch just a quick application, and then we'll be back to talk a little bit more about the skin. So as I'm applying this foundation, you'll notice that my brush is actually a little bit flatter, and I'm actually going in and pressing it into the skin. This is a really key tip for keeping your makeup long wearing, because you don't want to swipe or buff into the skin. You actually want to press and make sure that the skin is really marrying with both of the products and pressing into that skincare and into that primer. So as you can see, even though that color is a little bit light for me right now, I'm going to throw in a little bit of bronzer to make it look a little bit more better and match my skin and my neck a little bit more cohesive. But I think that this looks really natural, very flawless, and you can see that my nose is really matte. It's long wearing where it needs to be. There's no shine throughout the center of my forehead or my chin, just a little bit of natural shine right on my cheek, and that is actually just from the foundation formula. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of bronzer, and then I'll be back to talk to you guys about this finished look. Alright guys, so this is the Humidity Sweat Proof final look. So I went ahead and finished my look with that Sicily Fido Blanc foundation, the cushion foundation. You can see that this primer on the nose, now that I put a little bit of bronzer, is matte. It is staying bulletproof, sweat proof. It is there. It is really good to go. If you want to apply a little bit of bronzer and not apply a ton of powder or product, using a lightweight dual fiber brush like this is great. Even with translucent powder, you can literally just dust a little bit on. That way it doesn't disrupt the rest of your makeup. I think that this is such a great look. You can also use a fluffier brush like this. This is from Crown Brushes, and this is like a very fluffy, like long paddle style brush. This is great to kind of lightly dust and sweep across the face as well. I went ahead and I'm trying the new Orgasm X blush from NARS. This is what I have on my cheeks right now. So it does have a little bit of shimmer to it, so you can see right in here that it is like a pink reflection. So a little bit of shine on my cheeks is from the blush, but you can see everywhere else that my forehead is matte, my nose is matte, and everywhere else on my skin is matte except where I wanted it. So Minimal makeup for summertime. I think that a lot of people prefer to wear a no makeup or a fresh skin makeup in the summer. This is just a little bronzer, a little blush, a little foundation, and then a little mascara, and then I'll throw on a little lip gloss, maybe a brow gel, and I'm good to go. So that's the 3 tips with a couple bonus tips sprinkled in there. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with me this week and learned something. Thank you so much for watching this Makeup Artist Monday video. If you loved it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this video. If you want to see something else or need any other tips, please leave a comment down below. I love getting your feedback and hearing what you guys want to see, so please leave those comments down below. And until next week's Makeup Artist Monday video, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Have a good one, guys.